G'day everybody, Paz here. Welcome back for another episode. I've been fishing around Perth on and off for around 10 to 15 years now. While I do love chasing tailor, squid and everything else, there's one species that started it all for me. The ever popular black bream. It was my first fish caught from the Swan. I've moved away from bream fishing the past few years in favour of tailor and squid. I've been meaning to go on a bream session, but just hadn't found the right time. Until today. I'm heading to Garratt Road Bridge, a popular bream fishing ground. I have 1 hour to fish, and I hope to turn back the clock and get on a few. Let's go. I rocked up at the bridge just before sunrise on a chilly, misty morning. The Garratt Road Bridge spans the Swan and consists of two separate bridges. The upstream bridge, constructed in 1935, with the downstream bridge added in 1972. It's been modified and upgraded several times since and was added to the State Heritage List in 2009. Bridge facts aside, its numerous pylons and structures are fantastic for black bream. It is a little bit finicky, and I've had both good and bad sessions there, but it's been a couple of years since I last bream fished, so I'm hoping to get my beginner's luck back. I only had 1 hour to fish, so I got ready to make the most of it. I had two rods with 4 to 6 pound lines and leaders. One had a 1/12 jig hook, size 1, and the ever popular Z-Man grubs, 2.5 inch soft plastic. My other rod was a light bait rig with a long shank hook, lumo bead, and small split shot sinker. I wasn't originally going to bring the second rod, but I discovered some prawns languishing at the back of my freezer, so I thought, what the heck, it's been a while, so it couldn't hurt. As I manoeuvred through the bridge pylons, I noticed some activity just beyond it. It seemed some fish were taking advantage of the slowly outgoing tide to hunt the flats. I made the decision to follow for a bit. By the way, shout out to other channels who target bream more than I do, and whose content helped me get back into the swing of bream fishing tactics. I've included some links to their channels in the description below. Thanks again. I fanned my casts around near where I saw the fish, retrieving on a slow roll with a few small flicks here and there. I let my bait line hang for the time being, giving the rod a small tap and roll every now and then. After 10 minutes or so, bang! Not gonna lie, I was pretty stoked. My first bream on plastics in over 2 years. I'd almost forgotten how hard they fight for their size. And it was size, 27 centimeters. Still, I released it. I've always released bream. They grow slowly, and I'd rather have fish to catch in the coming years than a single meal right now. This marked the start of a run of rat bream, smaller specimens that snaffled my plastics with gusto. They also had a go at my bait rig, but only when I gave the bait a slow retrieve. It had been half an hour, and I still hadn't even visited the bridge yet. Leaving the rat bream behind, I made my way to the bridge pylons and started prospecting for larger specimens. Unfortunately, there were no hits. Both my plastic and my bait were untouched. There were a couple of other anglers there on boats and kayaks, and they were having similar results. I noticed that we were all doing the same thing, flicking about, so I decided to switch it up. Bringing my kayak hard up against the pylons, I dropped my lines as close to the supports as I could, letting them sink and slowly jigging them up and down on a slow retrieve. After being rewarded with a few taps on my plastics, I moved along, trying each pylon, swapping my plastic and bait rigs regularly. I was just about to give up when it happened. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of the initial run. The fish did what bream do best, charge for structure. I went to shove away from the pylon and into open space. But as I did so, I knocked the GoPro off my head. The fish also succeeded in wrapping the line around my pedal drive, forcing me to untangle it before the line snapped. Luckily, I was able to do so and get out from under the bridge before slowly wearing the fish down. By the time I got the camera back rolling, we were both exhausted. The truck of a bream came in at 38 centimetres, a true monster, and a PB for me, although I'm still after that big 40. After a few happy snaps, I was happy to release it, and it swam away smoothly, leaving me in a state of disbelief. With that, my hour was up. What a session! My first BREAM BASH in 2 years, and a PB to boot. It impressed upon me the importance of reading the location and switching things up if they aren't biting. I leave Garratt Road Bridge buzzing and extremely happy. It won't be 2 years before my next session. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment if you're a fan of Perth fishing and kayaking content. Or don't. Either way, I'm still heading out. As always, this video is dedicated to my 2 sons. This is Paz, wishing you fair winds and tight lines. Until next time.